Hey, hello again, Sam Abel. Bringing you another video. We're going to have a look at a knife here. Actually, we've got quite a few knives just on the table here. So what's so special about these knives? Well, just in amongst all these ones here, what's this one here? Wow. It's the Fallkniven S1x with the black coated blade. Just picked it up a couple of days ago, been really admiring it, haven't really used it yet. Here it is. These are reasonably new to Fallkniven, released earlier this year. I finally relented and decided to buy one just to see what it's all about. And here it is, the lineup with the other ones. It's next to the standard S1, next to a Gerber strong arm, some similarity, next to a Fallkniven F1. I'll just give them a bit of a close-up a little bit later on, and my Schrade is the HF42, so it's a similar size again, and of course my Embler. And I got this out here because the blade shape's very similar. The Cerberus and a Fallkniven A1. So they don't quite all fit in the screen, but I'll show them individually just as we go along and chat about the knife. So I'll just move these ones out the way because we're really looking at the Fallkniven S1x. Here it is here, and what a beauty it is. It's a bit thicker knife, really solidly built, feels great. And one of the obvious differences is the handle scales here compared to an S1 which has got the full wraparound scales. So a slightly different handle, but both feel good. And just I'll briefly mention the box. It came in, the packaging, so just a standard type. Fallkniven comes with this, the bubble wrap type thing. And the box here, this little code here is like the hologram type code, and it says in small print you can download an app and check if this is a genuine S1, because in the past there have been F1s, not this one, but that's an F1, that have been faked, so some people have been caught out by that. And just some writing on the box like normal, Swedish writing and English on this side. A little bit of marketing. It's the strongest, sharpest, safest knife in production, blah blah sort of thing. The convex ground blade, so I think nearly all Fallknivens are convex ground. Still on the X knife, it's laminated cobalt steel at 60 HRC, and the sheath's made from Zytel, which they normally do. I'll show it in a moment. Thermarun handle, a regular belt loop or a belt clip. The belt clips, as far as I know, haven't been released yet. I haven't seen a photo of one or anything, but it's interesting to see what it does, because here's the sheath here. Oh, where'd I put it? Here's the sheath here for the S1X. And they just have this tab like they normally do, so some sort of belt clip that you put on here. So we'll wait and see. And here in the small print, talked about sharpening your knife. If you can see that in the little bit bright light. And mentions here, for a razor sharp knife, it definitely comes sharp. Use your ceramic stone. So something like this. This is a DC3, the smaller one. DC4 is a little bit bigger, and they work quite well. And it says here, a thinner edge always feels sharper, but can wound better, but often it doesn't stay as sharp as a thicker edge. So they're referring to the convex type edge and how thick it is across here, so it feels sharp, that sort of thing. So anyway, that's the box it comes in. Here we go, S1X Fallkniven, so pretty standard type box. Put that aside, put the sheath here just to look at. So you can see here the differences between the two. One is the blade on the tip there, different the way it's ground on the end up here. And I think I prefer this type tip here. It seems to be a little bit thicker, a bit more robust than this style here. It's a little bit more thinner and clip pointish compared to this. It's still very thick on the end. there sort of thing. The blades themselves, the S1X is thicker all round, and they make the F1X and a F1, so this size, and the X1, and they make an A1, so this is an A1, and they're both thicker, so I'm not, that's what put me off sort of buying an A1. I want thicker than this. This is a pretty thick, substantial knife. Anyway, I don't know if I want thicker or heavier. And similarly with the little F1, great little knife. I used it quite a bit. A little bit of oil. And there, I don't really need oil because it's COS steel, but I just do it like that. And I don't know if I really want a thicker F1 as well. The Pro series, it's got the thicker blades. And to me they're a bit too thick, but this S1 seems to be a good compromise in thickness here and the weight and that sort of thing. So here I just get the specs. I printed them out here so we can see. Is the standard S1 is 247mm overall and blade length of 130, and the S1X, it's got a 249mm overall length and a blade length of 132. So it's just sort of 2mm difference. Blade thickness is 6mm for the S1X, 5mm for the standard F1. VG10 compared to laminated cos steel, 60 HRC hardness compared to 59. So it's pretty similar there. Weight 193 grams compared to 290 grams, so a bit difference in the weights there. So we'll see that. Actually, I just got the scale here, so I'll just put it on so we can just see that. That's in. So we just sort of double check that. Is it going to reset back to 0? There we go, 0, 1. So it's pretty close. 290 grams for the S1X, 196. So it's pretty much as the specs said on the sheet there. And just for comparison, an A1 is 314. So an A1 is just a little bit heavier than an S1, even though there's a bit of a difference in size, thickness there. So, and since I've got an F1, put an F1 out here. F1's only like 150, so a bit smaller. So that's good. Oh, and ounces for people who do the ounces thing. Tried an ounces. So S1X, 10.3 ounces. The standard S1, 6.9 ounces. So this is not a bad weight compared to an F1. Only 5.3 ounces. So this is a really good knife. And since I got it, I'll just put my A1 in there. A1, 11. 11 compared to an S1, 10.3. So just an ounce or two difference between them. That's all good. Bring them back into shot there. These scales come off. I was going to take them off on the video, but I did try a Torx bit and it starts to unscrew. I didn't take them right off. See there, it's a good fitting all the way around. So I just bumped the camera there, and shape's smooth on the end there with the lanyard hole, so it's a little bit different the way it's designed, but pretty much similar. So with the sheath, people are looking at the sheaths here. It's different here. It's got these butts on here like tie down points. Still got the drain hole type section in the bottom for tie down is on the back. So similar to an S1 in that respect. Is an S1, so you can see very similar design. Still got the flap. Of course, we don't have this part here anymore because the extra locking comes about via, still has a slot in the end like the S1's got, but doesn't have this tab anymore because this tab's been moved to the other side and has a little tab, a point just standing there instead of on that side. So this tab is what adds a little bit of tension and locks in that finger piece in the hole there. so it's locked in, can't really come out. Tab's adding a little bit of tension. So when we lock this across, that's pushing down on the tab there. It's definitely locked in and not coming out. So got to release that and just lift this back a little bit so we'll clear the tab there and we'll just slide out. So it locks in quite well, not easily going to bounce out, and slide it out. For interest, the standard S1 will fit in, sort of. If you really wanted to use this sheath with the standard S1, you just need to trim a little bit just there, or trim a little bit off the finger guard, either way, and the locking tab would work the same. So if you wanted to have this type sheath on your standard S1, be good. So there we go there. And of course like an S1x into there doesn't fit because the blade itself is taller and a bit thicker, so it doesn't quite fit on there. So a standard S1 will fit in the S1x sheath. Quite good. These ones, these sheaths, a lot of people say they didn't like them, they're no good, but actually they're quite robust, good plastic, and I like the slim design because I can tie it on my side of my bag on the molly. This part slides in. I did try it the other day because it's a little bit thicker. See a difference? This is a bit thick to accommodate the thicker blade. It's a little bit tight to slide into the molly loops, but it gets in, and then you could just tie the sheath on like normal. And it's a slim line. It's working really good. So I think this sheath's an upgrade in that respect. And back to the knife. What else to say? The knives here. I did try, see how it goes for fire steel scraping. It's sharp enough that it'll fire sparks off the back of the blade. But actually down here, in the little choil cut out there, and because it's a little sharp bit, works exceptionally well down in there. Just do it on camera to be. So it's good, works down in there. It'll work off the back okay. Here, maybe not so good on the back. So good as an outdoors knife. The fire steel leaves a little bit of a smoke stain on the steel there. It does seem to mark up. You see some fingerprints and a few things on there. This coating here, interesting to see how it'll sharpen, because the coating seems to go right to the very edge there, but I suppose it'll just grind back as we start to sharpen up the blade there. Well, what a great knife. And I suppose I need to mention the price a little bit. These are quite expensive, quite a bit more than the standard S1. This one here had a bit of work, but recently haven't been using it so much because, as I just showed the opening shot, I got a couple other knives I used. So my strong arm, actually the strong arm is a lot of similarity to this knife here, like similar in blade height, similar grind, like halfway up, saber type grind, though they're obviously not convex. Swoops around the end there. Handle's a bit different, but has a lanyard hole on the end the same, but this is a pointed and this one's round, and very, very close to the same length. So different steel, of course, but this strong arm, they got a good reputation and pretty good knife all around there, just as a basic outdoors knife. My Schrade 42, sort of a different outdoors knife, but sort of a different design concept altogether, but similar in length. So just showing these ones here, and here's my Cerberus. Cerberus tend to be my go-to knife in the couple of bush trips I've done recently. It seems to be a, I don't know what it is, just something about it, that the looks or something, but see how we go. So anyway, I have a couple knives in this 5-inch range. That's why my standard S1 seemed to get a little put to one side as I use these other ones. So we'll see how my S1 goes. Yeah, price wise, but Fallkniven knives tend to be a bit expensive anyway, so maybe it's not overly expensive. Just a comment, I don't know how these ones fit with, you got the standard A1 S1 and F1. That's the COS ones, the sand handle. And these ones are the X series, and then you've still got a Pro series. So don't know whether they're looking to drop the standard series. I hope not, because it's a good entry level knife, stainless steel. Keep these ones and maybe drop the Pro series, because then you're jumping up in price to their other hunting knives like the Iden and those type ones with the leather stacked handles and the Bowie knife and stuff. So I don't know how it works along their product line and those sort of things, but so far I'm really liking this S1X. It's really good, really feels good. A little bit of weight. Balance point is just just behind the blade there a bit there, so it's pretty good. And the standard S1 a little bit forward, so there we go. Not too many videos on these yet, so thought I'd put a video up and I'll see how time goes, and using this one here, because this one might end up superseding all these other knives I got. Might sell all these ones off and help justify the price a bit. Sell this one, sell my Cerberus. Actually, I don't really want to sell the Cerberus or my strong arm, or actually my Strade 42. That's a great knife as well, so see how it goes. Thanks for watching the Sandman Twin Label. And remember, be prepared, stay ready, stay alert, particularly in these crazy times we live. Bye bye for now.